Good afternoon and good day to all of the viewers today. First of all, I would like all of you to reflect on our current state of pandemic and imagine the future of education during and post pandemic. While we are busy stocking up food and putting on face masks, the economy, small business, our employment, and even our daily activities are well affected. Education right now seems to be a bit less crucial in our survival unless if you're studying for medical or something. We, as the working class, are worried not only for our survival, but to our career. What happens if we lose our jobs? What happens to the career we built over the years? Should we abandon higher education for a more sustainable low income jobs? Or should we take charge and pioneer the entrepreneurial spirit that would drive our economy back to our glory days? My name is Kathleen Wong Ying, a PhD student from Faculty of Business, Economics and Accountancy in UMS, now presenting my thesis title, The Influence of Formal Entrepreneurship Education and Entrepreneurship Career Development Among Graduates in KOTA KINABALU, SABAH, in this first international conference of the on entrepreneurship and small business, ICES 2020. Entrepreneurship education is now more diverse as higher learning institution adopts varied method of teachings and styles that became their entrepreneurship education program. Entrepreneurship education impacts growth of economy, rate of employment, and development of entrepreneurial activities of a country and to how entrepreneurship education best applied in the learning environment for students in maximizing its objective. Hayati and O'Gorman indicated in their study that essential preparation in the making of good entrepreneur is by combining knowledge, skills, and experience, and this process can be achieved in two ways. Firstly, during a role-playing situation or a business simulation during the education phase, and secondly, by pursuing the entrepreneurial career. Fayol et al. Highlighted that measuring the impacts of EEP to venture creation and entrepreneurial success can be a little bit challenging as it is impossible to assess its impact without delayed measure since venture creation takes time. The purpose of this research, as the title might have hinted you, is to examine the influence of formal entrepreneurship education on entrepreneurship career development among graduates in KOTA KINABALU, Sabah. The relationship between entrepreneurial program as it impact toward entrepreneurial career development strengthen the cause of government initiative such as the Pelan Tindakan Keusahawanan Entrepreneurial Action Plan 2016 to 2020 by Malaysian Ministry of Education. According to this plan, Malaysia posed a problem of low employability of graduates, employment issue among young people, a need to raise the level of socio-economic status, and a need to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. Therefore, this initiative is implementing high-impact education practices (HIEP) by applying entrepreneurial element across curriculum and fields of study, implementing a job-creating framework, improving the ecosystem that supports entrepreneurship activities of students, as well as strengthening the competence of entrepreneurship faculty, mentorship, and teachings. In this segment, narrowing on entrepreneurship education that we are examining, there are two components within entrepreneurship education, which are entrepreneurship curriculum and entrepreneurial atmosphere. Next slide, I will further define this in more depth. The entrepreneurial education EE is defined as educational and training activity that focuses on information sharing of all dimensions of business making and management, developing intention of entrepreneurship such as desirability and feasibility of entrepreneurial activity. Entrepreneurship education gives rise to creation of variety of entrepreneurship education programs, EEP. EEP in the study is defined as the process of education that is pedagogical in nature, which evolve in inseminating entrepreneurship knowledge, skills, exposure, and improving personal qualities in favor of future entrepreneurship career development. EEP will be done by a series of assessment criteria that will be laid out later in this study, as well as in the theoretical framework. Entrepreneurship curriculum are pedagogical approaches used in delivering entrepreneurial knowledge. It should reflect the complexity of entrepreneurial process. Ideally, the main objective of having entrepreneurship education is to prepare individual for entrepreneurial career through development of entrepreneurial mindset, motivation, knowledge, skill, and competency. The entrepreneurial atmosphere is defined as a vital environment in which served as an external factors and condition in influencing entrepreneurs, creating and growing business and career in entrepreneurship. And lastly, to our dependent variable, the entrepreneurship career development. Career development in entrepreneurship is measured as individuals maintain a continuous improvement in business making. It reflects on the adaptability and endurance on the changing trends of business practices. Entrepreneurship career development of graduates is measured by their gain of skills, betterment of decision making, and how differently they adapt on their next business venture. For research methodology, both qualitative and quantitative approach will be adopted to ensure the credibility of research findings. For a quantitative research approach, we'll be relying on a survey method and we'll be using questionnaires as the instrument for data collection. The collected data will be analyzed by using statistical package of the social sciences SPSS software. The analysis techniques such as descriptive statistic, exploratory factor analysis, reliability analysis, and correlation analysis will be used. Meanwhile, a qualitative research approach will be adopted in this study to understand the human behavior from the graduate entrepreneur's perspective. The approach offers a more dynamic data and balances the empirical part of the experiment closer to the reality. In-depth interviews and focus group discussion will be conducted with the selected participants. Here we can see the proposed conceptual framework. Entrepreneurship education, in which consists of entrepreneurship curriculum and entrepreneurial atmosphere, are linked to strengthen the result on how entrepreneurship education are influencing entrepreneurship career development. There are three hypotheses as you can see in this slide. Implication of the finding. Block and Stump argued that importance of measuring delayed effects due to the challenges and the question of when is the correct time to measure the impacts of entrepreneurship education toward entrepreneurship career development. The study shows that the complex assessment of EEP must be laid out to pinpoint in which area of EEP develop a particular skill, in what way these programs secured entrepreneurial success, and or how knowledge utilization gained solely from EEP helped in entrepreneurs' particular industry. So, in conclusion, the finding of this study will be providing a strong case on the influence of formal entrepreneurship education on the entrepreneurship career development among graduates in Sabah. Within this context, the implementation process of EEP, which also includes its evaluation aspect and the understanding of what drives graduates in Sabah towards entrepreneurship career, can be enlightened. For my final word of this presentation, I would like to thank ICES 2020, my supervisor, and for the opportunity to present my paper, and have a nice day.